Hey Gadget Groupies, I've got a fun follow-up for you today. This is the Bluez 2S from Aftershokz. These are bone conduction headphones. I've been a longtime fan of the Aftershokz brand. Now, Aftershokz makes bone conduction headphones. These pads rest against your cheekbones to vibrate information around your ears and through your skull so that you can listen to music with your ears completely uncovered. And these Bluetooth headphones have noise cancellation microphones so you can use them to take phone calls. And these are my Bluez 2. I've been wearing them for several months now, and these are the headphones that I reach for most often when I know I'm going to be outside. Absolutely my favorite piece of audio kit for when I was out walking the dog and listening to podcasts, as I really do like that ability to be able to hear the world around me while I'm also consuming digital media. Now, moving over to the Bluez 2S, I totally wouldn't blame anyone if they thought I just had two pairs of the same headphones here on the table. The differences between these two headphones are super subtle. Now, the audio drivers are subtly redesigned. They're slightly reshaped and have a sort of a more airier, open-looking appearance. And the buttons on the Bluez 2S are a little less clicky than the buttons on the Bluez 2, but they feel a bit firmer. They feel more solid. Plus, I like the subtle redesign to the USB charging port here. It does seem to click in place a little bit better, which is probably one of the reasons why the Bluez 2S are rated slightly higher for sweat and water resistance. Now, neither of these are waterproof, but the Bluez 2S moves us up into IP55 for moisture resistance. And I'm purposely leaving it off just so I can tell these two headphones apart, but the Bluez 2S does retain the same back clip mechanism so that you can attach a rubber band here for better fit. So if these are sliding around on your head, you can attach this strap, and then that's gonna cinch the headphones onto the back of your skull. Now, the changes to the hardware are super subtle. The changes to the audio are actually a little bit more noticeable. With every generation of Aftershokz headphones, I think this company has done a great job in whittling back on some of the deficiencies of bone conduction audio. I've gotten a lot of comments on these videos acting like I'm claiming that these things magically inject audio into your brain. So I'm prone to a little hyperbole in saying, man, it's like the audio's like in your brain. I guess I just need to put up more exaggeration disclaimers. So what's happening with bone conduction audio is that these pads vibrate. Well, that's what sound is. It's vibrations through air. So there is going to be more leakage, sound coming out of these things that other people can hear than with a pair of, say, intraoral headphones. And that's why we always have to talk about compromises. The compromise to this style of design is that more sound will leak out of these things, and if someone's standing right next to you, it's likely they might be able to hear what you're listening to. Of course, the benefit is that your ears are not covered, so you have the ability to hear audio while also hearing the world around you. Aftershokz has moved even just another step towards refining some of those issues. You're never going to completely get rid of them, but I think this company has done a great job of addressing some of those early complaints, especially from the early days where these things were like wearing little mini speakers on the sides of your head. In fact, let's take a quick listen to the difference between the Bluez 2 and the Bluez 2S from a distance of around 12 inches. And this audio is being played at what I consider to be a comfortable listening level for drowning out low to moderate traffic noise. And folks, that's not bad. That's reining in that leakage by a couple decibels. And one of the things that I think has been beneficial to this redesign for the Bluez 2S is that bass and low frequency is better represented without these things vibrating and dancing around on your skull as much. Now, your skull and your ears are not doing a great job of interpreting that bass signal when they're not coming directly from some type of traditional headphone driver. So oftentimes, heavy bass is really going to just translate as vibration on your skull, less like sound. It's going to be something that you feel more than you hear. The Bluez 2S does a better job of getting more of that bass information into the actual music, and these things dance around on your face a little bit less. But when you crank these things up to full volume, you're still going to be buzzing and vibrating, and it's going to be shaking your eyeballs the whole time. I find at full volume, these things are actually a little disconcerting to wear, and I can't actually listen at that level for very long. And that's why your usage and your behavior is so important when you're looking at a solution like this. I've gotten a couple comments from people complaining that these things were not appropriate to wear at the gym, and I agree with that sentiment. This is not the solution I would turn to if I were working out more often in enclosed environments, especially right next to other people, like if I'm running on a bank of treadmills. In a situation like that, where you're in a controlled controlled environment, it's kind of okay if your ears are blocked up. In fact, it's probably better so that you're not distracted by other things in your immediate vicinity. But if you're that type of person who likes to work out outside, or if you just like to go and take long walks and you don't want to be completely separated from the sounds of nature, that's where the Bluez 2, I think, are the better fit. I don't know, maybe ignorance is bliss. Maybe you really don't want to hear that bus that's going to turn you into street pizza. For myself personally, I would enjoy some fighting chance at dodging that bus. Now, battery life has been pretty decent considering this design. These drivers seem to suck up a little bit more juice than more traditional in-ear Bluetooth headphone solutions. I think just the vibrations that they're trying to generate probably require a little bit more power. But using them intermittently for a couple hours a day, I'm getting around 3 days of solid use out of them before I need to recharge. And plus, there's a pretty decent voice prompt system that will give you information on the charge state, the capacity of the battery, and then also when you're receiving incoming phone calls and when you've paired successfully with a device like your phone. And I suppose we should probably talk about price. Now, happily, with the updates to the Bluez 2S over the Bluez 2, they've actually kept that pricing the same. These are $99.99 through Aftershokz.com. I'll, of course, leave a link down below this video. Again, there's just not anything quite like what this company is doing right now. I've played with a few other bone conduction solutions, but I haven't seen a company that's iterating as consistently as Aftershokz has. No one update has been revolutionary, but every year we're seeing consistent iteration and consistent progress in improving this experience. So where these headphones are, compared to where we started with the original circular pad, cable connected sport headphones, we've seen some profound improvement. So folks, I'm in a situation where I really need to be getting after my New Year's resolutions, and one of them is to get back in shape. I've got a bad case of dad bod happening right now, and these are actually going to be a pretty decent tool in my arsenal to making sure I've got fun entertainment and media while I'm out and about and doing my workouts. So I'll of course leave more info on where you can find more information on the Aftershokz and shop these puppies online. As always, folks, thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe for more rambling reviews like these, and I would not be able to continue producing on this channel if you all weren't out there supporting it, either by shopping using those affiliate links down below every video I produce, or by buying my book. Take Better Photos, Smartphone Photography for Noobs is now available on Amazon. And of course, sharing my videos on your favorite social services is always greatly appreciated on the Reddits and the Facebooks and the Twitters and the Googles Pluses, so please keep bringing more cool people to the party. Hit that thumbs up button, and I will catch you all on the next review.